Here we go. Finally got it set up. And it's looking like it's gonna work now. We'll start soon. Yeah, here we go.
Usually, before I go shaking my tits for the press, I like to go see how the professionals do it. Some might say the chief of police has no business in an institution like this, but in fact it's the quietest and safest place in town. You won't run into any reporters, nobody gets into any fights, nobody drinks too much, nobody even raises their voice. The place is owned by an elderly gentleman who knows how to keep things under control. That's why I never invite my friends here. I wanted to make an exception for my 60th birthday, but most of my colleagues are young enough to be my sons, and they'd rather just hire prostitutes. Why stare at some boobs when you can take the whole package for yourself? But there's none of that in our club. Even looking too long is considered indecent. You can get an occasional glimpse, like by accident. The rest of the time you just pretend that you're immersed in conversation, or just come by for a drink. Doesn't mean these gentlemen wouldn't want their bald heads smothered in tits. It's just that nobody says it out loud. My younger colleagues might call it hypocrisy, but I call it the good old-fashioned manners. Good manners and leave the rest unsaid. She agrees to unbutton her blouse, and we agree not to pay too much attention. The girls are on a quiet prowl, too. They're looking for a way out of their cramped rooms. Maybe make friends with some wealthy patron with a pacemaker and dentures. Everybody wants something. But we have to control ourselves, or we'll all turn into libertines and prostitutes. Hell, if there weren't any rules, I'd be belching and farting, jumping up on the table, arms held high, yelling, "Shake it, baby!" No idea how I got so barbaric. When I was a kid, my father sometimes told me at bedtime that if I closed my eyes and didn't open them for a long time, all the demons would blow away. Yesterday I turned 60, but I still take his advice. Not because I'm sentimental or want to keep the memory of my father alive. I just can't think of a better solution. To get away from all the demons that haunt Freeburg, I'd need to wear a blindfold 24/7. Plus, it's a good idea to act blind when talking to reporters. At least that's what my colleagues say. They're afraid of press conferences. But for me, it's more like a confessional. No matter what lies you tell, you're privately thinking the honest answers. It helps me remember who I am. The fact that I'll be reading all about it in the papers tomorrow is a small price to pay. Call it penance for the preacher. This is the first time I'm afraid of those answers my mind has given me. Not because I'm mad I'm losing my job. Though it's true, I'm mad as hell. Not because I subconsciously blame everyone else. Though I damn sure do blame them. And don't even ask me what my next move is. I can't imagine. But even that doesn't scare me. The worst thing is, I know I'm gonna have to do something. And I'll be damned if I know how far I'll go. I may have a lot of vices, but predictability isn't one of them. I learned a long time ago how to drive away the swarming demons. But what do you do when they're trying to rip your soul from your skin? Shutting my eyes tight as I can. The best solution remains the same: play blind. I just hope the reporters think I was blinded by the camera flash.
How's the back today, Mr. Boyd?
Same as usual.
How did the press conference go?
You can read about it in the newspapers tomorrow. Don't let anyone in.
Even Mr. Kendrick?
Especially Mr. Kendrick. As soon as I heard the door creak, I knew what face I'd see. When I tell Emma not to let anyone in, there's only one man it could be. Rude, arrogant, no warning. That's Mayor Rogers in a nutshell. White summer shoes, white socks, white shorts, white polo shirt, and the white smile of a hungry shark. Mayor Rogers enters every room like he owns the place. Even the floorboards under his feet sound like they're creaking an apology. He never shied away from the odd corruption scheme. It's like the devil walks behind him. In the movies, the villains controlling the city play golf with the judges. Rogers plays tennis with them instead. That's about the only difference.
Jack, I was hoping to catch you after the press conference. You ran away so quick.
There's no smoking at City Hall. No reason for me to hang around.
Well, this morning I signed a ban on smoking in all public buildings. Soon you won't be able to smoke here either.
Soon enough, I won't be here at all.
That's what I wanted to talk to you about. The people of this city like you, Jack. The police chief of all people. Don't betray that, Jack. Don't get wrapped up in any schemes. Sit nice and quiet for the next 180 days, and you'll be remembered as a hero. That's the only thing that you still have left. Be the hero.
Then how am I supposed to scrape together a retirement fund?
You had a million chances to secure a luxury pension, one that even I would have envied, although I've never set aside any money for myself. I'm not planning to retire anytime soon. "180 days of quiet, Jack. That's all I need. I don't have any problems with you, and you won't have any problems with me. I have a new assistant, Troy Starr. If you have something to tell me, call him.
Alright, so this
try
guy
not to bother
definitely
him. He's a
just started
busy
a problem
man.
with me, though.
I'll do my best.
Like, I wasn't sure what to expect coming into this game,
Quit
and I was like,
smoking
oh,
up the office.
sounds like I'm not supposed
One
to
of
like
my
the mayor. I'm
friends
gonna like
will be
him.
using it soon.
Nope, don't like him.
Oh, I'm sorry, babe. Only the mayor has this number. Mr. Mayor?
Yeah, is this Troy Starr?
Yes?
Go fuck yourself, Troy Starr.
That was me. That wasn't the mayor. So, somebody else has Mr. Troy Starr's number also.
Cops don't use the police station cafeteria anymore. There's some kind of stigma against sitting shoulder to shoulder with your partners. Everybody just takes snacks from the machines or grabs a meal and hammers it down in the corner like a vulture on a corpse. The main thing? Don't look into anyone's eyes. Could be construed as an invitation to sit together. The only people eating here are ghosts. My deputy, Francis Kendrick. He recently became one of those ghosts. The subject of one of the most devastating corruption scandals in the history of Freeburg. No evidence to support the accusations, but everyone knows Kendrick's days are numbered. I need that file I asked for. Needs to be ready tonight. Francis didn't say anything, but I understood. Ghosts aren't supposed to talk. Besides, I got a feeling he was already finished.
I wonder if this guy right here is good at catching people that's been drinking. He's got a little beer bottle. And a policeman who is exhausted might fall asleep at the wheel or make a critical error on the job. He might fall asleep at the wheel? That's pretty intense. Oh, no. This cop likes to drink too much. Has been confirmed. Alright. So these must be the detectives down here. Detective Mole. Alright, cool. Alright, start today. Shift B. Where's Shift A? I got a SWAT guy. That's too cool.
In progress.
Oh no, I did not mean to click on that, I'm sorry. Oh yeah, definitely sending SWAT out today. She's only got a 5 stars, so.
311A in progress.
Reports that during a show, Citizen Kane, a drunk man intended to force his way into the theater carrying a snowboard decorated with the word Rosebud. When he was denied entry, he violently attacked the cashier and is currently fighting with the theater's security guard. Oh no, SWAT. She seems to have alcohol problems. Try to do something with this volume though. It's killing me.
312A in progress.
We got a problem to get a passerby saw some teenagers attack an elderly musician. Ran away with his guitar and money. It's an all nest. And this price. And this one. Let's see. We got him. He's got I probably didn't say Yancy.
Officer on the scene. Looks like we have a situation.
Ask you to handle the situation, try to deal with whatever comes up, but don't waste all your time on this stuff. You have plenty of other problems on your plate. Okay. The vehicle in question is parked right outside the Brown residence. The sounds of money and loud laughter can be heard through the living room window. Okay.
910
Y'all just do that. Oh, y'all got him. Coochie and Purdy. Coochie and Purdy. The names they come up with these people are pretty unique and hard to pronounce.
412A completed.
Let's see what happened with the fight. Alright, people fighting got away. And then on the assault in the ghetto, we got that. That's pretty good. I mean, people don't need to be beating up old people, taking their guitar and their money. So I'm glad we got him off the street.
Used to be, when I asked Kendrick to stay late at the office, he liked to grumble and crack wise. Nowadays, he doesn't have the strength for it. Slumped shoulders, blank stare, wrinkled skin. The past few weeks, I don't hardly recognize my old friend. In his younger years, he reminded me of a gallant royal officer in an old Kipling story. Kendrick isn't just crumbling under the weight of the public pressure, but from the shame of it all. Internal Affairs raided the library he inherited from his grandfather, hoping they'd find buckets of cash stashed in the pages. Heard about the look on his face, the fearless policeman standing helpless in horror. I've known Francis for 30 years. The past 20 years he's played loose with the law. And I know that at a certain point every stolen dollar brings more misery than anything else. Probably sounds crazy, but I sympathize with the guy. What can I do? Your friends are your friends, and these are the waters we swim in.
Called all of the people on that list today. Now they know you're in business, so you could get a call from any of them. You don't need to worry about any of them. I've cleared them all.
And what kind of business are we talking here?
It's nothing too serious, just like you asked. Should be just a few small favors. Payments will vary depending on the situation and who you're dealing with. How much are you looking to earn?
$500,000.
$500,000? Why not a whole million?
Because everybody wants to take $1 million. Figured I'd try something different.
$500,000 in 180 days? Well, you could earn it all above board if you netted all the big fish and hit all your bonuses.
Never knew you for a fisherman.
Well, you never got into my business, and I'm not trying to get into yours. But be careful about bringing in any other cops. Sooner or later, they'll put the finger on you. And one more thing, Jack. I remember what you said, but I should probably add one more name to that list. Christopher Sand.
Oh,
Sand.
no, not Christopher Sand.
Christopher G. Sand. Everyone knows the name, but few could tell you who he is. The old man stays away from the spotlight. Always wears old-fashioned jeans and knitted sweaters. Gives to charity. Rarely attends social events. An avid hunter, I hear. Even dabbles in poetry. You'd never guess he's the head of the oldest and most powerful gang in the city. Goes back as far as his great-grandfather. And Sand is strict about following the old rules. He rarely involves himself in commonplace murders and robberies. Hardly needs to intimidate anyone to get his point across. The people who work for him each have their sphere. They provide protection where needed, even work with the authorities when they want to make a deal. Meanwhile, Sand pulls the strings without getting his hands dirty. People sometimes mistake his quiet approach. A couple years ago, an arms dealer decided to expand its business without asking permission, and his whole family paid the price. In 4 weeks, Sand killed 31 people. Old men, women, even a few teenagers. And Sand's people made sure every paper reported it. Frank, I don't want to hear you say that name again.
Jack, please, listen to me. I'm in with these guys.
We agreed, Frank. That's not the kind of business I'm into. I don't go there. Never have, never will.
This is going to be fun. I get to hire and fire people now. That is going to be a sudden change of events. So I'm adjusting the volume, trying to, as I go, and that's why the screen keeps cutting off. Alright, affairs. We're gonna go to the police station, and we're gonna click on the labor market. Job slots are separated between officers and detectives. Alright, we figured that one out. Cool. So we can hire some people for... We can hire this guy, either for shift A or shift B. I think we're starting a day on shift A. Let's have him come in on night shift. That's the best way to start him. Don't take advice for the game. If you play the game yourself and you think I'm giving advice for the game, don't take any of this advice to heart. I do not know what I'm doing at all. But I know that I think somebody's got to go. And Roy, man, look, buddy. All these other people got a lot of stars and you don't. Ask any questions. Another way to free up a slot is to have a police officer killed, but that's not really a valid option, right? Okay, I like the humor in the game, it's pretty good. Evil, but good. Serious. Fire illegally, fire legally, didn't come to work, came to work drunk, too old. We can't pick too old, can we? Did we just fire him because he's too old? Damn. That shit just, I mean, dang, it just got real.
211 in progress.
We got 211. Vandalism. Ain't nothing serious. Birch, you're up. Yeah, let's find a song. It is kind of quiet. I guess so, yeah, whatever.
In progress.
Alright, I just sent Birch on a vandalism call, and I sent Birch Jr., which I'm assuming is his son, on another vandalism call.
You may prefer a blonde or brunette. I'll take tangerine. Now that we've met, I'll get sweet ginger green.
Well, Pops didn't do so good.
Red is for danger, so I'm told. I know just what they mean. Gotta be bold, the whole sweet ginger green. She's sweeter than Sue
Alright, this is a
and Georgia Brown.
we gotta get serious.
Beats Lulu too. When she's back in town,
Birch Jr.
now she can shimmy like Sister Kate. She's a dancing queen,
They just ain't
fit
got a
for
good
a
cop
king.
family.
Swing sweet ginger green.
Should have been firefighters.
1210 complete.
Waitress was mistaken. He wasn't a fugitive. I just sent my best guy out. Oh god. Mr. Boyd, I'm so Alright. Let's send him out. We're gonna send one person, so we're gonna try to send somebody good out just in case it gets serious.
progress.
I really am trying not to cuss, so this will be more friendly. Okay, so anonymous call. Clown carrying balloons is skating at the skating rink is selling crack to teenagers. So I'm not really sure how my
Now she can shimmy like Sister Kate.
language is
She's
gonna go for
just
this
a
game.
dancing queen.
If that's the kind of stuff to talk about.
Fit
I don't know
for
if
a
I
king.
should put some
Swing,
kind of
sweet ginger,
disclaimer.
swing, sweet ginger green.
This game's not for kids, 18 or older. Alright, but anyways, crack, we're gonna handle that. I'm glad the time stops when I decide what I'm doing. We're gonna send Robbins out. He's been sitting in the office all day. And Grant. Alright, so I keep turning my microphone off because I think it's going to turn into repetitive gameplay really quick. I just had a cop quit. Like, this dude just straight up, I sent him on a call to this nightclub that a Mexican dude was sitting on the toilet because he ate too much beans or something. I don't know, it was something crazy. So I sent this guy out there because there was only one cop I could send, and he was halfway decent. Now he's going to work for the owner of the club.
411.
Police
Progress.
chief is difficult. Oh my gracious. Another quick turn of events. He paid me off. He just gave me $4,500. Like, I can't take that. Can I? I mean, I think I have to.
Officer on scene. Looks like we have a situation here. Eleven completion. 411 completion.
Whenever I'm alone at home and there's a knock at the door, I always hope it'll be my wife, Laura. She's always forgetting her keys.
Hello, my name is Steve, and you're Jack Boyd, is that right?
To get to my front door, the Bible boys walked about a mile from the local bus stop, jumping over mud puddles and skirting a couple of landfills. Laura doesn't go in for religion either, but according to her, these brave lunatics with their fake smiles deserve at least a minute of attention. She patiently listens to them, asks them questions, regales them with pastries, and never once dropping a hint of condescension. When I watch her do it, I've got to admit it gets me. I'd have hugged those boys, sat with them on the porch and lit up a cigar. But a month after Laura left, all I could do was quietly ask them not to bother me. Today I'm a little rougher still. Shut the door on his nose this time. Another couple weeks at this rate and I'll be greeting anyone who comes close with my service pistol pointed towards the sky, ready to fire my warning shots. In my life, even the basic stuff never goes like it's supposed to. Normally, when a wife is going to leave home, she'll make a scene or at least sit everyone down for a serious conversation. But Laura just disappeared. The children in the stories always stand on the side of the mother, but all three of our sons supported me. The in-laws always blame the husband for making their daughter unhappy. But now Sally, Laura's mother, well, we sort of have a pact. The fellow Laura ran off with is young enough to be her son. I hear he's 30 years old. Of all the possible information a man can know about his wife's lover, I get hit with that. Fortunately, Laura's mother doesn't like the way it sounds either. Sally figures this guy just thought he'd have some fun with a mature woman, but he'll be back chasing college girls before the year is out. So we have an agreement. Sally's going to track down Laura and try to reason with her, and we'll arrange a meeting. Meanwhile, I'm supposed to not do anything stupid, which of course means anything at all. It's a crazy situation. I'm the police chief, and the person I'm trusting to find my wife is an old woman armed with a phone book. But I can't afford to lose Sally as an ally. So for the moment, I had to swallow my pride.
Hello.
Mrs. Markham, this is Boyd.
Oh, is there any news?
That's what I wanted to ask you. Have you found anything? An address, phone number? Have you spoken to her?
Don't worry, Jack. I've narrowed the range to 2 suspects, or whatever you like to say at your police building.
At my police building, we find people faster than a funny old woman chirping on the phone with my wife's girlfriends.
Oh, you're an old man, Jack. Come to your senses. They'd give us straight odds on the street. But I've got more energy, Jack. Maybe you think I'm a foolish old woman, but I go to my book club, argue with the girls about Byron, and it gives me energy. I talk to my dogs, and it gives me energy. And you have nothing, Jack. You don't even have a hobby. You got no passion. It's why Laura left you.
Let's not go back into that, Sally. Find my wife, and we can discuss my hobbies later. I'm waiting for your call, and my patience is running thin. Laura, if you've stopped loving me, I'll let you go. I can't expect the impossible from you. Just don't let me die out here, okay?
In progress.
He just told me that I gotta fire all the black cops.
113 in progress.
Feel like I set them up. We got a stolen vehicle. Drake. The white guy named Drake. And they were going to get a stolen vehicle.
12 complete.
Oh, speaking, talking about the last episode we just kind of watched, that was interesting, the relationship between his mother-in-law and him. She had some valid points. Like, he doesn't have no hobbies. She's like, I got my dogs, they give me energy. I go to my book club, it gives me energy. Miss Cobb. Mr. Carpenter. Dale Carpenter is another neighbor. The police these days don't do nothing. I almost died myself. I went to buy some medicine and was nearly hit by some idiot's car. Alright, well, looking at the picture, if he was shot, he wasn't shot right there. He was coming out the house. Somebody had to catch him coming out the house. And based on these photos, it's looking like we're gonna have to wait on our detectives to do what they do. We got some detectives on it. We got all our detectives on it, so don't tell the press, but we got all of them on it. Oh, we got gangs. No, we don't. We ain't got no gangs. Oh shit. Oh no. I just archived it. That can't be good. Oh god. I'm gonna get to the end of the game and I'm gonna almost beat it, and they're gonna go back to
Looks
that
like
one
we have a
decision.
situation here.
Yeah, we always stand back and wait. Oh shh. A civilian was killed. Nah. I told y'all to stand back and wait. I was supposed to wait till SWAT arrived. Mills cap. Let's see what you got.
Complete. 311A in progress. Progress. Got a situation here. A complete. A complete.
See what just came across my desk this morning? Retired police officer Thomas Blaine shoots pregnant woman. I thought she was a suicide bomber. And the city doesn't really have a problem with racists. So I accidentally archived the case where the black advocate had been probably, it hasn't been stated yet, racially profiled and therefore killed. I took the cop that was the lead detective off of it because it was a white guy. I put him up there because he had high stats. Well, I archived the case, took him off of it, and then put my black detective up there, and we're about to make some ripples with Mayor Rogers because he started a problem with me when he came into my office earlier in the game, and we don't play that. So we're going to work.
Why would a man need a barn? To store all the stuff you can't bring home. About 30 years ago, back when I was young and interested in farming, I carried all kinds of junk home. After a day in the field, I'd come home with buckets, shovels, dirty boots and clothes, and instantly transform the living room. But even back then, there's something I always kept in the barn. I stopped keeping my pills inside the house because every time I was about to take a triple, someone would knock on my bedroom door. Now they're knocking on my barn door. Well, fine. It's not every day that someone comes to visit your barn. In all the years we worked together, Kendrick never came to visit the house. We drank at bars, went fishing, went to the mountains, even chased off some poachers one time. But he never came for dinner with the family. We never watched football over here. And now he's brought his friends to visit my barn. I always try to look unsurprised, like it's an everyday thing to get visitors at the old barn, especially guests with their own personal bodyguards. But Kendrick is sharp enough to see he's caught me with my pants on backwards.
Sorry for the surprise, Jack. We saw you from the car. Figured we'd find you in here. I'm going in for a minute, fellas. These guys will wait outside.
Kendrick, a gangster.
How long you been dating the lover boys?
They're Sans people, Jack.
Yeah. So now you're appearing in public with members of the Mafia?
Jack, I'm leaving tonight. More like fleeing. Jenny and I are taking the girls and making a run for it.
Strike
Probably
that, not
won't
a
be seeing
gangster.
each other again. I've got new documents, a new name, a new life, everything new.
The papers say you're still working your last week for the department.
I've got to get out today. I won't be getting another chance. Don't know if you noticed, but the whole city is against me.
You told your Mafia friends about your plans.
Jackie, if I don't fix everything with them in the next few hours, they're going to kill me. And not just me. My family, my relatives, God, Jack, I don't know who else. They found out that I was planning to run and they demanded that we close our contract today.
Your contract, Frank? Really? Is that how you talk now? Maybe you should call in the lawyers to straighten all this out.
Now is not the time, Jack, please. I have a commitment to them until the end of the year. They need an inside line at police headquarters. I can't just give them back the money. That's not how the Mafia works. If I can't find someone I can trust tonight, I'm dead. You know me, Jack. I wouldn't ask you if I wasn't afraid they'd cut my daughters to pieces before sunrise.
He's the damn fool who puts his daughters in the crosshairs in the first place. Anyone in my place would have dressed him down good. But I didn't want to pile it on. Fate's already got this guy's soul in the grinder.
Wow. I like how they make it such a tough decision. They make it very clear-cut. Agree to help or refuse to help. I mean, like I don't want to be the heartless person, but sorry, dude. I got something else I got to do. The mayor made me mad earlier.
I'm not going to lecture you, Frank. I don't think I have anything to say that you don't already know. I'm sorry for your family. I wish them all the best of luck.
And Tweedledum brought in my barn. Appreciate it. Thanks a lot. Might have to have them guys whacked later on in the game.
Don't you leave me here. Don't you leave me here. If you must go, sweet mama, please leave a dime for beer. Rooster crow and a hen ran around. She said, if you want my fricassee, you'll have to run me down.
Alright, I've never played this game and I haven't watched any playthroughs or anything like that, so really sure what to expect mid to end game with the decisions I'm making early in the game. But what I see, I'm thinking I'm gonna try to clean up the city, do some good stuff, and be legit. So I'm gonna try to get some detectives. I'm thinking no, because SWAT really is the. I feel like that's the mayor's. I haven't used the SWAT yet. So yeah, I'm gonna do detective.
I followed you round from town to town. I'm Alabama bound. Don't you leave me here.
In progress.
I didn't realize some people were serious about fire all the black cops. I didn't know there was actually a deadline to that. But tomorrow's the deadline, so I gotta
910 in
figure out
progress.
something on that. That's about an hour. That's a little over an hour on the stream, so the shop has 2 exits, from which a few people have already fled. It says drive a patrol car right through the front window. God, I want to do it so bad. I'm gonna do it. Wow, that's not what I expected at all. I guess I shouldn't have let him go. I thought it was the right thing. I mean, the civilian was unharmed, but I just lost somebody in Forney. Damn. It was in Coochie out there. Country's Jack this year is the organizer's Golden Beast Hunt. Well, I'll send old Birch and Birch Jr. out there. They'll make a grand time of it.
12 in progress.
Destruction of property. Alright, yeah, like I was saying, I'm gonna finish up the stream after this shift. At a gallery exhibition entitled Sex Operation, A gang of young people in ski masks forced their way in and began smashing the exhibit, shouting, "We don't need this in our city." Running out of cops. Oh shoot, we had 2 cops die today. Wow. That's pretty serious. Oh, there's a robbery. I don't know who she is. We ain't worried about that. Dang, it's purple though. Little DiCaprio, Leonardo DiCaprio, can go do that one. And there's a fight. Oh, Stovall, I knew you'd come through for me. Old 420. You over here jumping about? You don't get no promotion? Cool.
212 complete.
Cool. Of course. Old Birch and Birch Jr. gonna take the day off because they won the countryside event. And then these, oh, they did it. Cool. Alright, so this is a different investigation. This is a robbery. Somebody stole a necklace from Mr. or no, Mrs. or Mr. Miss. It's Bolang. The name is Bolang. Me and my husband, okay, it's a female. Miss Bolang is the victim. She says, me and my husband got into a difficult financial situation and I was going to pawn an antique necklace, which has been in my family for many centuries. As I was carrying the necklace to the pawn shop, someone ripped the bag from my shoulder and disappeared. I didn't have time to do anything, not even cry out. The offender was on a motorcycle. He drove down the road, grabbed the bag, and then escaped. I tried to race after him, but I didn't have time to see if it was a man or a woman. Someone, as I was carrying, okay, so she at no point mentions a motorcycle. I couldn't see his face. He was dressed in a jacket like those other bikers who hang around the street corners. It was definitely not a local biker. They all bald and have beards, but this guy, this is like a racist ass place. Well, these guys, oh, I guess I'm not supposed to say that. Oops, sorry. It was definitely not a local biker. They were bald and have beards. But this guy looked Asian, probably Japanese or Chinese. Well, he's still racist. I didn't see a weapon in his hands. I just saw him grab her bag and ride off. So we got Miss Patterson, Miss Phillip Perez, Mr. Fishman, and Miss Lang. I don't know what happened yet. They'll get it figured out for me. Oh, I got 3 new frames though. Whoa, 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 whoa. Somebody said that. Alright. Something ain't right. We're gonna put this together. So what happened was, this guy most definitely got pepper sprayed by her. Okay, he didn't get pepper sprayed by her, but he did take her bag and ride off with this guy. They rode off together. He was helping him out. He was the switch car in the alley. Like, the yellow bike switched it off with the bald dude with the beard to throw everybody off. So, I don't know exactly what happened with that. We'll figure it out more.
211 in progress.
Vandalism? Don't y'all know it's about quitting time? Alright, we're gonna make an example out of him. Stovall? No, I can't send you. Go easy on him. I need some rookies. I need Yancey. Yancey's about to and send Grant with him so he feels like he's got to prove a point. Shoot, it's gonna be a vandalism. One of my cops gonna end up dying. I mean, I hope not. Like, I don't wish that on nobody. I was just this game. Obviously, the way it plays out is interesting. Alright, that wraps up the end of day 5. I made it $8,100. I've caught the vandalizer that did the vandalism, and SWATs. Alright, so I'm at hour and 12 minutes right now. Let's do, it's like tomorrow's going to be a long day, more like the first of a lot of long days. There's just too much going on. What you mean piles of paperwork? I thought I handled it, except for these two guys. I got Samadi and Forney killed. I should have known. Good gracious. Alright, yeah, that's it for today. Alright, everybody, thanks for watching. I think I'm gonna continue playing this. I didn't think I would enjoy it, but it's still unfolding the mechanics of the game, and I can't quit playing a game if it's still showing me how to play. Like, I got to learn how to play the whole game before I can say I don't like it. So we got at least one more episode on this, trying to figure it out, and then we'll decide if we are going to finish the story or not. So thanks for watching, and tune in to the next one if you enjoyed this video. Peace. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out where the stop button is. Still figuring this stuff out.